Yes, we're here. I heard something very interesting recently about breathing. So you can do this with me so I don't pass out and you don't either. If you breathe from high up, your voice is higher. And if you breathe from down low, your voice goes lower. So I'm going to breathe from down low to welcome you all to the 78th Annual Reuben Awards. We are here to celebrate and be a community. And you are all doing a great job already. You've been doing a wonderful job, those of you who've been here for the conference component of connecting with one another, celebrating each other. And I want to make sure we all know how to celebrate in a fun but efficient way this evening. So I'm going to teach you two things. If you were with me last year, you will maybe remember them. One of them is a clinking of glasses, so you can just do that with a fingernail, or you can clink a glass with a person next to you. So test that out. Do a little, there you go. Isn't that lovely? Perfect. And the second one, which we'll use in just a moment, is called the single clap, and it's meant to be a powerful, effective, and unity way to applaud instead of doing the like, how long are we all clapping, who started and who stops? So it's the one clap, and we'll use that soon. So we're going to practice it in a second. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do one clap. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Isn't that cool? I love it. So I said we were here to celebrate community, and we have something that I want to call out. It came to my attention today that we have a 61st anniversary going on right over here. Ruth and Milburn Taylor, if they would give a wave. That one is worth just like clapping as long as you want. The other one that I'm aware of is someone that's near to and dear to all of us, and that is the amazing Bunny host who isn't here with us in person, but is wanting to know how it's all going and saying hi to everyone virtually, and has a bunch of friends and family here, including her granddaughter, Corey. So come on out, Corey. Welcome her to the stage. And Corey's going to take a video of us, and we are going to say, hello, Bunny, we love you, and wave. Okie dokie. So tell us when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello, Bunny, we love you. Yay!
Thank you, guys.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
So that'll get sent to Bunny. She's going to love that. That is a huge part of when people say, what's the point of being a member of the NCS? Well, my answer is community, right? Like, this is it. It's being together. Those of you who aren't members, we're so happy to have you here with us. This is not meant to ever feel exclusive. You are here, you're part of the cartooning world, and therefore you are a part of our community. And all of those of you who are guests of a cartoonist, an artist, a writer, a creative, bless you. You patient, wonderful people. Speaking of that, we're going to now shift into single clap mode as I acknowledge some folks who make this event possible. And the first folks that are really important for us to all acknowledge is the sponsors who help make this feasible for us to do every year. So I'm going across from left to right. If you could please give a clap to the Andrews McMeel team. Brilliant. They have done an amazing job of sponsoring us, thank you, Fred, over the years, and they were wonderful to help host our cocktail reception. Please give it up to the King Features team. They continue to be fantastic sponsors and helped us do something fun this year with photo booths yesterday with cool props, and the photo booth tonight so we could have really nice, well-lit photos without like some weird hotel lighting, and some fun props last night, so thank you so much for that. And then our team here at Creators, please give them recognition. And I'm sure you've all seen your playbill and the cool back cover ad. Thank you so much for your continued support for us creators. We really appreciate it. Speaking of, It was kind of fun this year. We expanded the playbill so that you could learn more about all of the nominees ahead of time and have a capture of all of our programming. And can we please give maybe 2 claps to Ed Steckley for this incredible cover design? I will let him know he got only 2 claps. Who has ordered a t-shirt for the Reubens? Awesome. So a single clap very meaningfully goes to Johnny Sampson for that design. If you didn't order it and you are still interested to do so, it ships straight to your house, so you can still order it after the event. If now that you've seen it in person, you're like, shoot, I should have ordered that. There's a code in here that tells you where to do it, and check your emails. There's a code to get it free because you paid for a ticket. You don't have to pay for the shirt. Oh, that's handy. Next down my list, we are going to scooch over and talk to John Hambrock. John, he's not here in person. He's at a wedding. I guess that's a pretty good excuse. But he did a ton of work to help put together the goodie bags. Did everyone get their cool swag bag? Awesome. Please give like 3 claps for all the people who contribute to those goodie bags. Brilliant. That's so appreciated. It's so fun to show up every year and find out what's cool and happening in the goodie bag and find out what's going on, and people are coming up with creative things to contribute, and we deeply appreciate that. We have a lot of people who volunteer, and if you don't know, the whole organization is run with only 1 paid employee, and everyone else is volunteering their time, energy, and talents. And we had a couple people who went above and beyond to help make this happen. So I'm going to ask these people to stand because they are mostly here in the room, and I want you to know who they are if you don't know them already. Anna Richmond. Yep. Drew and Lisa Aquilina. I saw you guys earlier. There you are. Jason Chatfield, who is currently stationed in the back corner. He's in timeout. And Mike Ramirez. If you enjoyed the music yesterday, that was all his band. That's his other secret talent. Yeah, right? Thank you all. And we have a few folks that put in a lot of time that couldn't be here with us in person, and that's Bob East and Bill Morrison also did a great job, so clap for them. Thank you. And then my personal heroes and the people who make me possible. It's my mom and my dad. And then someone that many of you haven't met, but he's real, he exists, and that's my husband, Jason McPherson. And many of you, I think, met her, my sister-in-law, Hannah Howes, who volunteers a lot with us. Whew. All right. How y'all doing? Good? I'm good. I'm going back down to deep breathing. Nothing like family to get you all. So there are some really crucial people in the room here tonight, and that is our nominees and honorees. So if you are nominated or receiving an honor tonight, please stand and applaud. This is a clap as long as you need. Thank you for being here, and to our honorees and nominees who aren't able to join us, we just value you. We treasure the work that you do. We appreciate your talents, and we're excited for tonight, even though I know some of you are just like, please, can you just get it over with? I just need to know so I can calm down. If you are a board member with me, please stand. Yes, thank you. Yep. Yeah. There we go. There we go. So this is your board. There are 3 folks who aren't able to be here for this event, but this board has been phenomenal. They joined me last year and have just put in hours and energy and enthusiasm in an unusual year. As many of you are well aware, we lost Latisha Moore last year, and we have had to just rebuild an amazing thing behind the scenes because she had always handled so much for us. So I just deeply appreciate my board members. Thank you so much. Woo-woo. And the last group of really key people that I think are quietly underappreciated is our chapter chairs. So all of our chapter chairs that are here, please stand. Yeah. Yeah. our regional chapters are the force behind how the divisional awards happen. So I just want to clarify to you, I think our awards are really unique in that the call for entry is open to anyone, and they are juried by our NCS members. The chapter chairs meet, they discuss, and each person votes to select the final nominees, and then our entire membership participates in voting for the finalist. So this really is, the divisional awards are by cartoonists for cartoonists, and I think that is really magical. And we had about 170 of our members participating to look at 2,939 pieces of art this year. So yes, thank you, chapter chairs, for helping make that happen. And lastly, when I came in last year as board president, we as a board said our anchor word was going to be participation. And the participation, the grace, the generosity, the effort of this group of people to keep this organization vibrant, moving forward while appreciating our traditions, honoring the work that the people before us have done to get us where we are. It's just been a phenomenal year. I am very excited for a year of participation ahead, but mostly I'm ready to celebrate, so give your glasses a clink. Do-do-do-do-do. And I will remind you, if you aren't here in person, and this is being videotaped, so we're going to send this out, we hope you enjoy joining us sometime online in the future. We've done some cool things. This was for Bill Hinds. It happened to fall on his actual 50th anniversary. This was our Zoom event, and I don't know if you can tell who all is in there. I know a little bit's trimmed off. But Bill, Jamar was doing his interview. Sam Viviano's done a caricature. Dave's up at the top. Nancy Beeman. Sergio's calling in. We've got the Roths. The Roths were there. It was amazing. Mark, we had like 50 people in this Zoom call, and it was phenomenal. So even when we can't meet in person, we're still a really strong community. Here's to an amazing evening. Thank you all, and let's start the show.
Thank you. Please sit down. You know, when Karen asked if I could make this presentation, I said to her, "Boy, you must be really desperate to find somebody." And she said, "You're absolutely right. It's down to you or Bill Griffith." So I said yes. Now, after agreeing, I knew I had a bit of a problem. I had never met Russell Myers. I knew he did the cartoon Broomhilda, but unfortunately I don't get it. I read it every day, but I just don't get it. So I had to ask myself, who is Russell Myers? I was certainly familiar with his brother Oscar, but beyond that. So I quickly typed Russ Myers into Google, and I was shocked at what I learned. First, he doesn't have a brother, Oscar. And according to Wikipedia, he is not best known for the cartoon, but for his producing and directing of films such as Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, Beneath the Valley of the Ultra Vixens, and of course, Faster, Pussycat, Kill, Kill, which I guess is a zoo movie. And I quickly called Karen back and asked, why is this guy going into the NCS Hall of Fame? I mean, the poster art is quite compelling, but Hall of Fame worthy? Well, she immediately told me our Russell Myers only has one E in his last name. The other is Meyer and has two E's. I asked her how she knew that so quickly, and she said I needed to talk to her dad about that. Anyway, once I entered the correct name, I learned the incredible talent our Russell Myers is. And him receiving this award is certainly well deserved. So for those of you who don't know Russell Myers, 1E, Let me give you a quick synopsis of his stellar career. Russell was born in Kansas in 1938 and was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where, as you would expect, he drew and doodled his way through his grade school and high school years. His favorite cartoons were Chester Gould's Dick Tracy and Buzz Sawyer by Roy Crane. He loved comic books. His favorites were Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge by Carl Barks, and ended up with a collection of 2,000. During his senior year at Tulsa University, a recruiter from Hallmark looked at his portfolio, and he was soon hired and moved to Kansas City and worked in their humorous card division. He continued there for 5 years, and each year he would submit a new cartoon strip idea to the syndicates, and each year he would get rejected. While at Hallmark, he became friends with none other than Charles Barsotti. And Charles very much wanted to do a comic strip. And with Russell's advice, Barsotti created one and immediately sold it to a syndicate, to Russell's consternation, of course. Well, Charles soon moved to New York, where he became friends with Elliot Kaplan, Al Cap's brother. Elliot told Charles he had an idea for a strip about a witch named Broomhilda. That's all he had, just the name, and she's a witch. And did Charles know anybody who could make it into something? Charles said, "Yes, I do, Russell Myers." So Elliot contacted Russell, and Russell drew up 6 strips that weekend out of his own imagination. Those 6 strips were sold to the Chicago Tribune and the New York News Syndicate, and on April 19th, 1970, Broomhilda, the cigar-smoking, short, dumpy, man-crazy, beer-guzzling, 1,500-year-old witch, first appeared in newspapers, and it has appeared every day since then. Now, not long after its creation, Russell, his wife Marina, and their 2 kids moved to Santa Barbara and then to Grants Pass, Oregon, where he and Marina have resided for 40 years. In 1975, Russell was awarded the Best Humor Strip by the NCS. It was twice animated for TV in the 70s. He's produced 25 books so far, and what's amazing is he has done all the drawing and inking by himself, no assistant. And this past May, Broomhilda achieved the distinction of being the longest-running daily strip done by a single author. That's 54 years and over 19,800 strips. And I understand he's about 1.5 years ahead on strips. I think I hate him. Since that first cartoon, Broomy has been joined in the strip by the likes of Gaylord Buzzard, Nerwin Troll, Grelber, Wolfie, and Big Lump. Sounds like the cartoonist I met at the hotel bar last night. So how do I sum up this amazing man? Well, as it has been said, he is the quintessential old-school cartoonist. He sits down and writes and draws. He has the gift to make something funny. And I gotta say, he's a gift to the cartooning world. And I'm so very proud that with this Gold Key Award, the name Russell Myers, 1E, will join the likes of Hal Foster, Milton Caniff, Mort Walker, Arnie Roth, Mel Lazarus, John Reiner, Bunny Host, and some guy named Bill Keane, 1L, in the NCS Hall of Fame. Congratulations to him. Yeah, I'll give it to him. You know, Russell isn't here tonight. He's probably getting even further ahead on his cartoon. But he did send a video message for us to enjoy.
Hello, everyone. My acceptance speech is a bit longish, so this will take some time. Scared didn't die. Here's the real one. In 1979, Alfred Hitchcock delivered what I consider to be the perfect acceptance speech, Receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscar ceremonies, he shuffled on stage to a thunderous ovation, waited till it died down, waited a little longer, then said, "Thank you," and shuffled off. I can't top that, so this will be a second-rate acceptance speech. Full disclosure, this is not my first award. When I was 10, I earned some Cub Scout merit badges, but there has been a little dry spell for the last 75 years. Winning the gold key makes up for that and more. I was overjoyed when Karen told me I was being honored. So overjoyed, in fact, that I was able to overlook the fact that there was no money involved. 20 or 30 years ago, I would have arrived in San Diego a week early and run through the streets telling everybody about winning the Gold Key Award. However, a recent diagnosis of late-onset laziness syndrome, sometimes known as old coots disease, keeps me from traveling any further than the grocery store, and that's when my wife won't go. Nothing, though, will keep me from smiling about this win every day till I die. Make that if I die, because I'm not planning to, but God forbid it should happen. The undertaker will have to remove that big goofy grin from my face with a pair of pliers. I sign off with Alfred's perfect words from 45 years ago. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here so well dressed tonight. It's a pleasure to be up here to talk to you about our next honoree. The Gold T Square is awarded rarely, uncommonly, hardly ever to those of us who've had the privilege, the luck, the joy of working for 50 years as a professional cartoonist. This is a rare group. So far, 4 of our colleagues have received the Gold T Square. The amazing Rube Goldberg in 1955, the awesome Mort Walker in 1999, the fabulous Arnold Roth in 2018, and the fantastic Gary Trudeau in 2020. And today we add the great Bill Hinds. As chair of the Texas chapter of the NCS, I can honestly say that Bill can be presented with all kinds of awards for doing all kinds of great things. He makes a great gin and tonic, especially when he always shows up at our meetings with his bottle of Tanqueray, lime-flavored, of course. Bill makes for a great host as well. It was at Bill's place in Galveston that we had the very first meeting of the Texas chapter 10 years ago. Today, thanks in part to Bill's great support and enthusiasm, our chapter membership has grown to more than 20 NCS members. And of course, Bill for 50 years has been great at bringing to life for us the daily adventures of Tank McNamara. 50 years ago, in fact, this month. Tank, the big ex-jock sportscaster, was among the first batch of comic strips launched by Universal Press, joining Gary's Doonesbury and Tom's Ziggy, followed shortly after by Kathy's Kathy and Lynn's Lynn. I'm sorry, that's Lynn's for better, for worse. In Texas, as we say, Bill, that's mighty fine company. Tank launched on August 5th, 1974, with Jeff Miller as writer and Bill as illustrator. These Texas partners produced the strip until Jeff's untimely passing in 2012, when Bill took over the writing duties. Over the years, Bill's Tank has left its mark on American pop culture. It's blended satire with sports commentary to poke fun at the world of athletics and the community surrounding it. Storylines have also touched on real-life issues like gambling addiction, athlete salaries, and drug abuse. Along the way, we've gotten the popular Sports Jerk of the Year award, bestowed annually and ceremoniously by Tank and Bill, and even a fun Tank reference on Seinfeld, which Bill always is happy to talk about. Bill has also been great at doing more work, lots of work, which is why he created Buzz Beamer for Sports Illustrated Kids Magazine and the syndicated comic strip about families and kids called Cleats. Other features include Clown Alley, Long Shots, Second Chances with Jeff, According to Guinness, and a few rookie books featuring his character Sprat. Of course, Bill has always been a great example of our NCS goals: advancing the standards of professional cartooning, fostering a strong network of activities among our cartoonists, also known as parties, and encouraging interest in cartooning by aspiring cartoonists in Texas and everywhere. No doubt Bill has been an awesome presence on the comic scene for 5 decades. He's been a champion of our NCS mission. He's been an inspirational member of our community, a cartoonist, a mentor that I, and I'm sure many of you, are proud to call my buddy. I sold my first cartoon in 1970, Bill said in a recent interview when asked about his life as a cartoonist. As an adult, I never did any other kind of work. I can't think of any other career I would want. And we are the luckier for it. And with this, we honor that. Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow cartoonists, the National Cartoonists Society proudly presents its Gold T Square Award to Mr. Bill Hinds.
Thank you. You think that's easy for a 74-year-old man to do that? Oh my gosh. I'm a little nervous. I do have notes, not like Russell Myers. I think this will go well because I tried it in a few small clubs around town this week, my acceptance speech, and it seemed to go well. I like that? Okay. I'm kind of taller than Hector. Hector, thank you, and by the way, and congratulations on your nomination too. He's been the great chairman of the Texas chapter. I know. Well, first of all, also thank you, board members, for giving me this wonderful recognition, either one. I know 50 years sounds like a long time, but it's really only half a century. I remember in 1973, when Jeff Miller and I both worked at the Houston Chronicle, he was walking down the hall towards me, came up to me, and said, Universal Press Syndicate has offered us a contract for the comic strip. And in the best Tex Avery special effect, my jaw just dropped to the floor. And I tell you what, it was a wonderful start to well, actually, what was that? That was 1973, and 18,250 strips later, I can finally draw a straight line. So I'm pretty excited about that. And now I'm going to give you 50 years of gratitude. First of all, to Jeff Miller, of course, for being a very funny writer and not being able to draw. And coming to me and saying, look at my work and said, Bill, you're the guy. And we worked together wonderfully for 38 years, and during that 38 years, it was on-the-job training for me to take over the writing when Jeff passed away. And it's been a wonderful adventure. Along the way, I met wonderful people, the Jim Andrews and John McNeil, who started the wonderful Universal Press Syndicate, which was an upstart at the time, and now it's one of the best syndicates out there, one of the few syndicates out there. And Kathy Andrews, when Jim passed away, she stepped in there, and the wonderful Lee Salem, giant in our industry, who Lee was actually the guy who suggested that we do Sports Jerk of the Year. And Lee also came to me in 2000 and said, would you be interested in doing a comic strip about kids in soccer? And I said, sure. And that became Cleats, which I did for 9 years. And thank you very much. I was very proud of Cleats. And all the people that I worked with, my editor now, Clint Hooker's one of the best editors I ever had. And all my handlers at the syndicate over the years, who worked very hard to keep me on the right side of deadlines. It was a real challenge, but the strip appeared every day, so that was good. And of course, I want to give a special recognition to the lovely Lisa, my lovely wife. When cartoonists thank their wives, they're not kidding. First of all, they have to support us. And along with that, she's my first editor. I will show her the work, and I will say to her, I won't say, is this strip funny? I'll say, does this strip make any sense at all? And she says, yes, it's brilliant, and you're hilarious. She is so perfect. And we also have these beautiful, perfect children who are here tonight, too, and I'm so happy for them to be here. I haven't looked at my notes, so I don't know who I forgot, and I apologize, whoever you are. But lastly, which will be the most popular word of the night, lastly, the NCS. All of you people, over the almost 50 years that I've been a member of the NCS, I've made wonderful friends. I've gotten to meet my heroes, and I've gotten to make friends of my heroes. And it's just wonderful. I have a lot of gratitude for that, and thank you all very much. Thank you.
Congrats, Bill. That was more than well-deserved. I was asked to come up and say a few words about Latisha. It's only going to be a few because I'm going to get emotional. I hope everybody got a chance to read Bill Morrison's little tribute to her in the booklet, because he said it better than I could say it. Latisha was the heartbeat of the NCS. She was the soul of the NCS. When I first became president, she was an assistant with Phil Feister and the management company that we had at the time. And after my first Reubens, we had to part ways with Phil, and we didn't know what to do. Phil had been doing the NCS management stuff for years, and I was just a new president. And I just was like, what am I supposed to do now? And Latisha stepped up to me and said, I have you. And she did. She took care of this organization like nobody can believe. We can all say, yeah, we know how much work she did. Nobody really knows how much work she did. And losing her was losing part of the family. It really was. And that she was going to the Reubens. The first thing I got from her was her 1,000-watt smile and the big Latisha hug that, was just, she was an amazing hugger. She always smelled really good. It kind of smelled like cookies, which is never a bad thing. But she was just so bright and always positive, and she did so much behind the scenes for us that allowed us to just enjoy ourselves at these events, and she took care of the organization, and she really did feel like she was part of the family, because she was. And she can't be replaced, but the new management company and Jessica and everybody are doing a great job. And so I just, want to say, Latisha, we'll miss you. And speaking of people we'll miss, please join me now as we pay tribute to some of the other members of our family that we've lost this year.
Some moments that I've had, some moments of pleasure. I think about us lying on a beach somewhere. I think about us diving off a rock into another moment. The case of George the Wine. Oh God, I can't stop laughing. This sense of humor of mine, it isn't funny at all. Oh, but we sit up all night talking about it. Just being alive, it can really hurt. These moments given are a gift from time. On a balcony in New York, it's just started to snow. He meets us at the lift like Douglas Fairbanks, waving his walking stick. But he isn't well at all. The buildings of New York look just like mountains through the snow. Just being alive, it can really hurt. And these moments given are a gift from time. Just let us try to give these moments back to those we love, to those who will survive. And I can hear my mother saying, every old sock meets an old shoe. And that a great saying, every old sock meets an old shoe. Here come the hills of time. Hey there, Bill. Did you turn the lights up?
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My name is David Kellett, and it's my honor to be presenting the first two awards for tonight, and I will keep it quick because I know we all want to have a quick-paced show. But first, I want to do one quick personal thank you. Of course, we thank Karen. Of course, we thank the wonderful board. Of course, we thank Jessica. But I also want to give a huge and heartfelt and deep shout out to the belt that came with this tux. It is doing the Lord's work tonight, and I thank that belt so much. It is fighting the good fight in the trenches. So, with further ado, I'm going to be presenting first for online comic short form, and tonight's nominees are
Sarah Anderson, Jim Benton, and Dee Fish.
And the award goes to... Oh, there actually is one. Ha ha ha! Kismet. And the award goes to Sarah Anderson.
My God, this is such a huge honor. It's an honor to even be in the room. Thank you to NCS and congratulations to all the other nominees. I have a few quick thank yous to say. There's many more, but for the sake of time. I want to thank everyone at Andrews McMeel Universal, especially my editor, Lucas, who is here. I want to thank my agents, Seth and Lenny, and I want to thank my friend Sheena Wolf for always providing guidance and wisdom. I want to thank my family, especially my dad, for encouraging my love of comics from the time I was very young. He is the reason that I'm standing up here. Thank you, Baba. I want to thank my beautiful friends, many of whom read my comics beforehand and tell me which ones they like. They really have their fingerprints all over the series, and I'm so grateful. And lastly, I want to thank Jorge Fitch, my partner, who's also in the room, for being my biggest supporter and an amazing human in general. Thank you. This is such an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, keep it going for Sarah. All righty, we're moving on now to online comics long form, another form that's also near and dear to my heart. And tonight's nominees for online comics long form are
Jason Chatfield, Evan Dom, and Brad Giger.
All righty. And the award goes to Evan Dom. Evan is not here tonight, but he has sent in an acceptance video.
Hey, thank you so much. This means a lot to me. It's nice to have this project recognized. Third Voice has been the main thing in my career and my life for almost 2 years now. I love comics. I love self-publishing. Self-publishing has consistently been the backbone of my career since 2008 or so. Self-publishing used to be what people meant when they talked about webcomics. That is not the case now. More of the online artist ecosystem has been captured by corporate platforms than I would have thought possible 15 years ago. I would like to encourage people to understand that all potential energy here in comics, in pop culture generally, in your career as a cartoonist, grows out of artists making work that they believe in their own idiosyncratic way. The platforms can provide space for that, or they can work to constrain it, or they can, generate ad revenue on the back of it. But the work that we're doing, I have to believe, is important and will outlast them. And that's something that I hope that artists starting out now are thinking about. I hope they're thinking in those terms and working to build something that they own and that they believe in. I'm enormously grateful that I had the opportunity to do that and have had an audience invested in what I'm making. I'm very grateful for this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again to Evan, and I will accept this one on his behalf.
I will not be brief. Because, but I will be short. Every single day, 42 years and about a month ago, I looked out the window of an airplane at a building separated only by a chain link fence from the runway that a lot of you landed on, flew in on yesterday, which was where I worked for my first job straight out of college. How I got there began in high school. Our third and fourth year Latin classes shared the same room. And one day, while I was doodling, the guy sitting next to me said, "Hey, you should be on the school paper." Well, he was the editor. I'd been discovered. But what I quickly discovered was my work sucked. Seeing it in print showed me all the flaws, which I knew my classmates could see as well. But thanks to my highly developed but very low threshold of shame, I improved rapidly, and that informed my path to college. So I went to a school with a daily paper where my shame could continue to help me grow further. Art school was not an option because my parents were teachers, they're first-generation college graduates, children of the Great Depression. "Mom, Dad, I want to be a cartoonist." That was not going to fly. So I needed a cover story, and aerospace engineering was it. Who would suspect? The problem was I didn't know where to trade in that diploma for a cartooning career, so I ended up in that building next to the runway that you flew in on, designing stealth cruise missiles. Until my old high school editor, I bumped into him, and he was working at this thing called an advertising agency. I didn't understand a word of what he was talking about, except for the part where he said it was where Kathy Geissman got her start. Next thing you know, I was on the runway that you flew in on, looking back at my first career and forward to a new one in advertising and hopefully, eventually, cartooning. Now, I remember two things from my first week. The first is a little bawdy, so ask me later. The second was an art director who was unwrapping a package. Inside was the original art for an illustration for a print ad. Remember those? It was a cartoon illustration by Lou Myers. Now, I heard harps and angel choirs, and I was trying not to drool on it. It had his wonderfully chunky line, and that it was actually, done small, but blown up on a photostat. And there were acetate overlays, and that plasma wash that he has, it was done in like Bestine marker on top of that, and it created his blobby, iconic Lou Myers wash. Now, then I learned how much they paid him for it, which was almost as much as I had paid for my Datsun 210. And that was because print advertisers then understood what your mother has told you, that people don't always remember what you say, but they always remember how you made them feel. Cartoons make people feel. And tonight, We celebrate the cartoon artists who still make us feel something. And so, for the Silver Reuben for advertising illustration that makes people feel something about what they draw, the nominees are... It's right here. I'm getting ready. The nominees are...
Chuck Dillon, Sam Grinberg, Ann Pasher.
And the winner is... Chuck Dillon! I know you're here, Chuck. Come on up.
Hello. Daisy? To my wife, Daisy. Thank you. Daisy, you can kill me now. I know you've been wanting to do it for like 17, 18 years. It's fine, I'm good. No, but seriously, thank you so much. I have a little tiny speech. I've been nominated 6 times, so I've been writing a speech for a long time. Chapter 1. No, I am humbled to be nominated with my friends who are wonderful cartoonists and people, Sam and Pasher. You guys are out there. Love you guys. And members of the NCS, it is so very nice to be recognized by people who really understand, you know, as Jamar and I were talking, the iceberg. You know, everyone sees this much, and you guys understand all the work that goes into our project, especially this one that was for Costco Monopoly. It took 14 months, I think, to make it, and by the end of it, I wanted to kill everyone at Costco. Thanks to everyone at WS Games, Adrenaline Design, Hasbro, Monopoly, and Costco for working with me on this project. And a special thank you to everyone, including my wife, Daisy, and my son, Anthony, who put up with my angst and my silliness and my insanity, and would, you know, when Costco would send me a ridiculous revision, they would just let me go and walk into the woods in the middle of the night for a few hours, and I would come back and I would do that correction. And to all the people that, you know, I drew with, all the people that encouraged me. My mom and dad are no longer with us, but they bought me an art table when I was 13 years old. They just saw something in me, and I think the rest of their friends thought they were crazy. But as my dad used to say, you know, someone has to do that. Someone has to make cartoons. That's a job people have to have. Thank you so much. This means the world to me. Thank you.
When I was a very small boy in Detroit, I had a mad love affair with something called print. I fell in love with newspapers and magazines and the mysterious wonder of turning a page and seeing a drawing by Jack Davis or an illustration by Bruce Stark or Joe Bellows. And to me, there was something magical about magazines and newspapers, and it never left me. And years later, through some kind of mysterious process, I found myself having a long career doing that for a job, making pictures for magazines and newspapers, and then another long career after that working with all the great artists who did the same thing. And I'm so happy that now, in spite of the fact that there are so many other opportunities online and in the digital world, that print still exists, and we can still say the nominees for magazine and newspaper illustration are
Jason Chatfield, Nick Galifianakis, and Johnny Sampson.
And the winner, someone I must not know, Nick Galifianakis. Nick? Okay, and here to accept it for Nick Galifianakis is Jason Chatfield. All yours.
Can I have the thing? Thanks. It's great. Nick emailed Jessica a thing, and I wasn't allowed to look at it. If he won, I was to come to the stage and read the thing that he emailed to Jessica. Here it goes. Dear colleagues, friends, and Jason. Thank you for this cherished acknowledgement. Thank you also to my beloved family, to Carolyn Hacks and my editors Christine Lohman and Haben Kafeti, with whom I share this. I would especially like to thank my fellow nominees, the supremely talented and super stylish Johnny Sampson, and Jason. The latter has kindly agreed to accept on my behalf, mostly because it increases the chances that he'll get on stage tonight. Jason has known me for 12 years. I've known him for 2. But he's known me for 12. With his wide smile, and for a guy who does this much meth, his teeth sure look great, his slick pompadour, and the ill-fitting formal wear I assume he's wearing tonight. Fuck you. Fuck out of here. What the fuck? He looks like a cheerful undertaker. Or the overcompensating maitre d' at an Applebee's. Or whatever else looks like the day before you decide, okay, tomorrow I'm starting a juice cleanse. Fucking asshole. Oh, it keeps going. I was personally delighted for Jason when he was nominated, and not only because it cuts down on my travel expenses. Jason is a relentless tornado of multimedia comedy, and I, like you, hope he will soon discover he can simply be unfunny without recording it. Still, I wish him well and hope you will all join me in trying not to look at his nomination as the equivalent of someone getting a Pulitzer Prize for a fucking tweet. All right, that's enough. Okay, I'm keeping this short because Jason's Uber driver is waiting, and you know how cranky Steve McGarry can get. Thank you again. I miss almost all of you, and hope to join in next year. And because you know I cannot not say it, I love you, my cheekle pie. Jason, best of luck in your other category. Should your name be called, you're welcome to read this again. Love, Nick. All right, thanks.
Hi, I'm Dave, and it's my honor to present for book illustration, the award for book illustration. I've written a few children's books in the past, and they weren't supposed to be children's books, but I did the best I could. So, the thing with that I love about book illustration is that it all starts with an idea in your head, and it sort of marinates there for a while. You do a bunch of rough sketches, and you go like, well, this sucks, and you start all over again, and it's almost like your baby. It takes a long time. You finally get it to a place where you like what's happening. Maybe there's a bit of magic starting to happen, and you throw everything into that book, and then you finish it, you finish the final art, you almost have a nervous breakdown when you finally finish it, and then for 3 or 4 months, it gets printed, and you kind of forget about it for a while, and then the day comes when it arrives on your front step, the actual finished copy that started out as an idea, and now it's a reality that you hold in your hands. And I thought, this is the ultimate. But I was wrong. The ultimate is when you get nominated for a Reuben for the book illustration, and you get to hold that silver Reuben in your hand. So the nominees tonight are
Landis Blair, Danish Mohideen, and Tom Richmond.
And the winner is Tom Richmond.
Wow. I was born on a snowy night in Wisconsin in 1966. I just got the death stare from Karen, so I got to move on. But this will be a very short acceptance speech because usually you have to thank your publisher and your art directors and your editors and your distributors, and I did all that shit. So I do have to thank Devlin, the writer, who wrote this book with me. So a number of years ago, MAD stopped doing new material, and Des and I, who teamed up with together for probably 40 different movie and TV parodies over the years with MAD, said, you know what, we really like doing this, and we'd like to keep doing it. So we did this book, and we always said all along, sink or swim, it's going to be all us at the end, and we were very happy to finally finish it. It almost killed me. My wife almost killed me, but it was done, and this is a wonderful, wonderful treat because we did work very hard on this book. We're very proud of it, and it's just so wonderful for people to say, yeah, we like it too. So thank you so much for this.
Hi. So Karen asked me to say a little bit about graphic novels. Graphic novels merge words and images seamlessly to give incredible depth to storytelling. They will also drag you out at midnight in your sweatpants and slippers to buy a Diet Coke and a bag of snacks because you've been drawing for 12 hours and you still have 4 more to go. They are an incredible labor of love, and these artists did some amazing work. And the nominees are
Darren Bell, Sarah Bollinger, and Daniel Klaus.
And the winner is Sarah Bollinger. And she's not here tonight, and I'm going to accept the award on her behalf.
Thank you. You know, an artist working in comic books has to create a visual story arc across multiple pages, all while maintaining character continuity and pulling the reader forward in a graphically interesting way. I'm not sure, but I'm told that this is not as easy as it sounds. So the nominees are
Jesus Hervas, Kelly Phillips, and Jay Stevens.
And the winner is Jay Stevens. And he sent in an acceptance video.
Hello, my dear friends at the NCS. It's been far too long since I made a glorious fool of myself at the President's After Party. I miss you guys so much. I can't possibly convey what a great honor this is. Thank you so much for recognizing the passion that I put into my latest project, Dwellings. This particular accolade means so much to me, and I am very, very grateful. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. I really do hope I see you all again soon, and this one feels special. Thank you.
Karen handed me something before I came up that I should read. Don't fuck this up, Parisi. Oh. I got it. It's actually a lot of pressure up here, unlike the showers in the hotel. Panel cartoons are interesting. They differ so much from strip, where with strip, there's like the creator kind of drills down into somebody's psyche and gets into character development, and there's world building, and there's the character develops into more and more complicated things, and there are characters that interact, and it just builds and gets bigger and bigger and more intricate. Where with panel cartoons, it's more like kitty, butterfly, tree surgeon, therapist. It's kind of like, the attention span of my 1-year-old grandson. So on that note, the nominees for newspaper panels are
Dave Blazek, Nick Galifianakis, and WAYNO.
And please clap more than once for the winner, WAYNO.
Wow. Thank you so much. It's a terrific shock to be here tonight. Thank you for recognizing my work. I'm proud to stand on the shoulders of the cartoonists who received this before me. I was very honored to be named alongside Dave Blazek and Nick Galifianakis. When I saw their names on the announcement, I knew to set my expectations low. But what the hell? Receiving this award is the result of help from many, many people, some of whom are here tonight. It's a continuing privilege to show my work in the gallery that Dan Peraro built nearly 40 years ago. So I want to thank Dan for forgetting to lock the side door and for his trust and confidence in me. Thanks to everyone at King Features for what they do every day to support their cartoonists, especially our editors who protect us from our horrible grammar and spelling and punctuation, according to this morning's hate mail. I'm grateful for the camaraderie of the Pittsburgh community of cartoonists and everyone in this room, my respected friends and colleagues. I give special thanks to my wonderful wife, Kim, for limitless love and support, not to mention excellent gag ideas. And finally, I want to offer my eternal gratitude to our late friend, Jay Kennedy. In 1989, Jay told me that I might be able to do a syndicated comic if I wanted to. And then he gave me homework assignments and detailed critiques and thoughtful guidance. And Jay was a champion of cartoons and cartoonists. And I'm proud of the NCS Foundation's scholarship named for him, supporting deserving young talent who will sometime in the future be here with us. Again, my humble thanks to every one of you in this room. You all look good and you smell nice tonight.
Thank you. I believe it was Polonius in Hamlet that said, brevity is the soul of wit. And it was Sam Gross who said, well, Shakespeare never had to do the Wednesday morning rounds. If you've ever had that in that discipline, it's very difficult to take blank pieces of paper and match the perfect image with the proper punchline. And these three nominees have done it. It's laugh out loud funny. So I'm delighted to announce the nominees are
Tyson Cole, Dan MISDEA, and Benjamin Schwartz.
And the winner is Dan MISDEA.
Oh man, I was not expecting that. Yeah, thank you so much, Tyson, Ben. I mean, just to be nominated with you guys, it's amazing. I love your work. I guess first I want to thank my parents for supporting me, letting me do cartooning. My wife, Emma, who just showed so much love and patience through all the rejection and just this weird journey. And especially my aunt and uncle, Patrick and Karen McDonald. Patrick's the reason why I'm a cartoonist, and they've been instrumental in why I'm here right now. My first Reubens was in 2000 when Patrick received the Reuben for his work with Mutz, and that day had an impact on me forever. And I guess not much has changed since then, just to be surrounded by such great cartoonists now. And yeah, just thank the NCS for this opportunity. It's unbelievable. And yeah, just thank you. Appreciate it.
Somebody told me shortly before I came up here that I used to actually do this kind of work. which is hard for me to believe because I really don't have that strong of a stomach anymore. But for those of you, these three nominees who do have the strong stomachs in this room, the nominees are
Michael DeAdder, Reuben Bowling, and Michael Ramirez.
So the winner is Michael DeAdder. Michael is not here this evening, but I'm sure he appreciates it and thanks you. So we'll get that to him. If you asked my mom, the highlight of my career was being invited to create a jumble one year when Jeff Knurrick went on vacation. So these are the folks who help us recover from our dunk into the world of politics with their work in the world of variety entertainment, which includes games, puzzles, quizzes, activities, trivia, history, and instruction features. And the nominees are
Kieran Castano, Chuck Dillon, and Bob Weber Jr. and Scott Underwood.
And the winner of the Silver Reuben is Chuck Dillon.
Hello, thank you. Chapter 2. I didn't write a second speech because I was like, there's no way I'm going to win 2 of these. But thank you. It's an honor to be... Wait, I do have a little something. Give me 1 second. All right. There we go. All right, yes. I am honored to be nominated with Bob, Scott, and Kieran, who are so good at what they do. It's just another layer of just not only making a cartoon, but then you have to add the puzzle aspect. And so I do a lot of hidden pictures, so I have to hide all these crazy things in the illustrations. And it's a lot harder than you think, so it's so nice to be recognized for this. I've done over 150 of these for highlights for children and other places. But each time I get one done at the end of the day, I'm like, and I also start seeing like, oh, there's a hidden hammer right over there. There's a sailboat. There's, all that stuff. But thank you so much. I can't believe this. Guys, come on. Thank you, thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jerry. I noticed that all the kids tonight have been looking at notes on their phones. I mean, I can do it. So I'm here to deliver the award for the best newspaper comic strip, near and dear to my heart. Creating a comic strip. Creating a comic strip is a lot like teaching a goat to fly an airplane. It takes optimism, luck, perseverance, a good sense of humor, and even with all that, odds are the son of a bitch won't survive anyway. So the nominees are 3 who did.
TAUHID Bondia, Carlos Castellanos, and Hector Cantu. and Leniers.
And the winner is TAUHID Bondia.
Wow, this is, nope, not prepared for this. Yeah, okay. Well, obviously I want to congratulate and thank my fellow nominees, Hector, Leniers, you know, some serious stiff competition, but I'm up here, so I want to dedicate this to my beautiful wife, Jessie, without whom none of this happens. Also, want to thank Lucas, Reed Jackson, John, everybody at AMU, and of course my agent, Sheena Wolf. A lot of you are Sheena's kids out here in the audience. All the architects of this particular dream come true. Also want to thank you to the NCS Southeast chapter, especially, for making this happen. This is amazing. Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And I wanted to thank Karen Evans for giving us all the clap. I can't believe nobody else picked up on that. I think my first Reubens was 1984, and I went into the room and I couldn't believe that I was seeing all of this talent, all of these senior people who were so wonderfully, incredibly out there, and I was, for the first time, meeting all of my heroes, all of these people. And now, I'm a senior myself, I'm one of the old farts. And I come into the Reubens and I can't believe the amazing talent of all the young people that are coming into this industry, all the brand new members. And I am just so grateful and so lucky to be with you. And I just want to congratulate you all and welcome you all to the NCS. And And because there is so much talent out there, we have a number of Reuben nominees this year, and the nominees are well, there's a song for this one. At last, the winner is Hillary Price.
Thank you very much. This is amazing. Which head do I twist to get the pepper to come out? First, I want to acknowledge the other nominees, Will Henry and Mark Tutuli and Dana Stevens and Daniel Klaus and Darren. You guys ooze talent, and it is such an honor to be part of this slate of amazing cartoonists. I'd like to thank the King Features team for all the hard work that they do. And CJ, Amy, and T, thank you for taking my phone calls. And you have been such a source of support, and it's very heartfelt, so thank you. I wish that Rena Piccolo were here to celebrate with me. I don't know if most of you don't know, but about 7 years ago, I was ready to hang up my pencil, and she came on as a collaborator for Rhymes with Orange, and she gave me and Rhymes with Orange energy, and she's ridiculously talented, and I feel so lucky to be working with her. I need to thank my family and my partner Kristen, who's in the audience with us. Yeah. It's really special that she's here because usually the Reubens happen during the school year, and she's a teacher, so we got in right before the wire. She starts school on Monday. So, Kristen, you are a loving partner and an amazing editor. I've been a member of the NCS for about half my life, and I've treasured the camaraderie and advice that I've received over the years. And no one would have thought back in 1975 that a Dr. Seuss activity book would be the trajectory of this 6-year-old's life. The way the book worked is that you got to see one half of a Dr. Seuss character, and you got to do the other half of the Sneetch. And when I saw the drawing that I made, it filled me with pride. And I recently heard someone say that if you tell me, I'll forget. If you teach me, I'll remember. And if you involve me, you'll change my life. My next book, which some of you may know, was the Ed Emberley book, How to Draw a World. And he taught me that a circle, a square, a triangle, and a squiggle, you could draw anything. And my little 7-year-old mind was blown. The possibilities were endless, which I needed because as the youngest kid, the airways in my family were already claimed by my older siblings. And I couldn't get a word in. So the blank page was where I had the mic. So I'll never forget this one day. I drew a picture of a bear, and I showed it to my grandmother. She looked at it and said, "What a nice dog." That could have been the end of my career, but there was something in me that didn't fold in on itself. And every professional cartoonist has something inside them that keeps them going, and something that they inside them that's able to say, "Fuck off, Grandma." Perseverance is important, but support guidance and community is critical, and that's what I've gotten from the NCS and the cartooning community. It's interesting, we think that our job is to draw funny comics, but it's actually to connect to other people and essentially to help them feel less alone. So thank you again, everyone.
Hush now, child, and don't cry. Your folks might understand you by and by. Just move on up toward your destination.